Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Sue. We'd love to have you as part of our family here on YouTube. If you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button, I greatly appreciate it. And for those of you guys who keep coming back for more, thank you so very much. All your love and support really does mean the world to me. So in today's video, okay, I have come up with some meals that I feed my family via crock-pot or casserole dishes. So I'm gonna go through and share some of those ideas with you guys today. I hope that's something that you enjoy. Being home on quarantine just gives me a little bit more time to record. These are things that I've wanted to do for a while but never have the time to do it. So while I'm cooking this week and next week and the next week, as long as the quarantine lasts, I think that I'll be sharing at least the crock pot dishes and also the casseroles for you. We really do use those a lot, casseroles, crock pot dishes. We're normally a really busy family. We have a lot of after school things. We have sports galore in this house, although that stuff is not being done right now. I'm still just so used to cooking in the same way that I've always cooked, if you know what I'm saying. So I'm just got the time to share that stuff with you. So we're gonna go ahead and jump right in. This video will be 5 crock pot / casserole dishes for you guys to enjoy. Let me know down below if you have any ideas on crock pot or casserole dishes that you don't see in this video, girl, because I'm interested. Quick, easy, simple, fast things I can throw in the crock pot. It just makes my life easier. You guys know what I'm saying. I do like to do home cooked meals, but I do normally save those for the weekends, you know what I'm saying, when I got more time. But right now, most of this is gonna be voiced over because your girl, we got loudness going on in my house, so when I'm getting the crock pot stuff ready, I got kids screaming in the background, so most of it's going to be voiced over. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know in the comments down below if you want to see more of these, because I would appreciate a heads up. Like, do you want to see more of these, or do you want me just to stay with regular normal content? I'm feeling like now that school is canceled forever, at least until the end of the school year, like there will be no more lunch videos. My kids are big enough, when they're hungry, they come out, they make them something to eat. So I'm not packing them anything in their lunchbox, so I feel a little bit bad about that. I mean, I do. So I do show you in some of the vlogs that I've posted what they eat for lunch and stuff like that. So if you're interested, watch those vlogs. I have a whole playlist on vlogs. But anyway, I'm gonna quit rambling. Because I know I'm doing it, and I try to stop myself from doing it, but I can't. But I hope you guys enjoy this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Okay guys, so the first recipe that I have for you guys is just a very simple green bean, Polish sausage, and potato meal. I really don't have names for the things that I cook. I don't know if you guys are like that too. But I am just going to add these things into this crock pot here with a little bit of butter, and we are going to let it cook for about 4 hours on high until the potatoes get nice and soft. You can see here that I am wearing my pajamas and washing potatoes, and I'm just going to start getting these things cut up and added into the crock pot. The beautiful thing about the crock pot is that you just throw the stuff in there and you let it do all the work for you. And I don't know about you guys, but I am a huge fan of that. So like I said, just going to be cutting some potatoes. With this recipe, what you're going to want to do is, I don't drain my green beans. You could drain your green beans if you don't like the green bean water that they come in, and just add some regular water. You can also add some beef broth or some chicken broth instead. But what I like to do is just make it as easy as I possibly can. I just open that can of green beans and I pour the green beans and the liquid of the green beans into the crock pot, and that's the liquid that I use. I don't get too fancy and get out the chicken broth and all that stuff. And plus, whenever I was making this video, I didn't have the chicken broth in my cabinet to add in there, so that could be the reason why. But this is something really quick, simple. It's one of my family's favorite meals, and it's one of my favorite as well. You could just as easily also make this on the stovetop. Just do the same ingredients, the same steps. Just put it in a pot on the stove, and let it cook on a medium heat until them potatoes are done, and it's the same thing. A lot of times, although in this video I'm not adding it, but a lot of times I like to add just a little bit of soy sauce into the crock pot as well. It just gives it a little bit extra flavor. You by all means can add whatever spices you want in here. We do some salt and pepper, some garlic salt, and I call it good for this particular day. That's what I put in there, but you could by all means put whatever spices you want in there to make it whatever flavors you like. I'm just giving my hands a really quick wash, and I grab my spices. Like I said, I think I just put salt and pepper in here and some garlic salt, and again, you're just going to crank that guy up. I normally start my crock pot meals at noon, so I usually cook all of my crock pot meals on high for 4 hours. That way it's done by the time we're ready to eat dinner, and there you have it. But by all means, you can really cook this on low for 6 hours if you wanted to start it at 8 o'clock in the morning or whatever. Whatever your time frame is, just get to going. And that's what it looks like when it comes out. It's a one pot dish. We don't have to worry about anything else. So next up is my CrockPot Lasagna. And because I am home and homeschooling, I find that it's just a little bit easier to get a crockpot dinner going in the crockpot while I'm doing school. And then that way, by the time the hubby gets home from work and it's time to do our evening stuff that we do in the evening. Of course, right now we're not doing anything because there's no sports or anything right now. But normally you would, I would cook this lasagna in the oven like regular. The ingredients are still the same. I know there's been several people that have asked me for my lasagna recipe, and I'm here to tell you, girl, this is the way that I do things, okay? Even if it's in the oven or if it's in the crock pot. So what I got going on right here is some cottage cheese because I don't like ricotta. I don't like the texture of ricotta. So we use cottage cheese in this house. Let me know down below if you're a ricotta or a cottage cheese lover. I'm curious. Are you on the cottage cheese train like me? I'm curious. So what we're doing here is I just take a whole thing of cottage cheese, put it in a bowl. I take this whole block of mozzarella and I shred it for days, and I put it in the mixture with the cheeses because around here, girl, we do a lot of cheese in this house. It's like my people's favorite, okay, is cheese. The one thing I do, this is some Italian shred here. It's got the Parmesan. At the time that normally I would just buy Parmesan cheese and add it in here, but since the crisis is going on at the grocery store, I couldn't just find Parmesan cheese, so I had to settle for Italian. I think it's got Parm, mozzarella, and something else in it, but I can't, don't hold me to it. I'm just working with what I got and what I could find at the store. What was I saying? I was saying something. Oh, the one thing about making the lasagna in the oven instead of in the crock pot is that, disregard that side boob itch, okay? I don't know what was going on with there. Is that whenever I make this in the oven, I do put an egg to thicken this mixture, the cheese mixture up. And when I put it in the crock pot, I do not. So right here, I got some oven ready lasagna noodles, and I'm just breaking those down to fit inside my crock pot. I put a light layer of the sauce, okay, on the bottom. We use ground beef in our lasagna, but by all means, if you're real Italian, you can use some Italian ground sausage in there if you want to. You can use whatever you want. You can make this chicken if you wanted to, but this is the way we like it, so this is the way I make it. And then I put some sauce down, a cheese layer, and then some more noodles here. And like I said, because you're working with a crock pot and because my crock pot is round, you kind of just break the noodles up and you work with it. The higher you go on your layers, the least amount of noodles you're going to have to break, because the crock pot, I don't know, there's some kind of centrifugal force going on there, or I don't know how that works. It just does. Just take my word for it. You'll find out when you make it yourself. And I'm just going to continue layering this sauce up and the cheese up. We like a lot of cheese in our lasagna, in case you can't tell. We do like sauce, okay? But we like the cheese more. My family likes it real cheesy. So once you get done with all of your mixtures, you can make this bad boy as high as you want it to go. I think I only have 2 layers in here. If I was making it in the oven, I would make 2 lasagnas at one time. So I would have more layers, obviously, because I would have way more ingredients. But the one thing about the crock pot that I do have to say is that we usually don't have leftovers in my house. Whereas if I make a big old pan of lasagna, we got a bunch of leftovers, and then the leftovers stay in my refrigerator because nobody wants to eat the leftovers, and then I end up pitching a lot of it anyway. So the great thing about the crock pot is that if there's very little left over, to where by the end of the night the family came back for a bedtime snack and ate some more lasagna, and I don't have to worry about leftovers. And the crock pot is just perfect for cleanup. You can, by all means, put one of them liners in there if you want to. I don't, just because I usually wash my crock pot out before, after dinner's done. So what you can see here is that we don't have enough cheese in our lasagna, so I'm shredding up some mozzarella to go on top of this guy, and it just makes it a little bit more cheesier. I do this same step whenever I make it in the oven, and then when I save this for last, and then when I put it in the oven, I kind of broil that cheese in there and make it all yummy. But for the crock pot, I just go ahead and add it in there, put it on high, girl, let it sit for 4 hours. And this is a steamy picture of what it looks like. The top part of that picture is what it looks like. My husband over here at the bottom, I'm pointing it out, has already got his hands in it. That's why it doesn't look perfect, but there you go. Crock-Pot Lasagna, all about it. It's one of my family's favorites. A lot of these are family favorites. This is why I chose to do these first. Next up, what is this? This is Hashbrown Casserole. Another one of my family's favorites. We probably eat this guy maybe 2 times a month, I would say. You can't go wrong with Hashbrown Casserole or tater tot casserole. You can make this with regular plain potatoes if you want to. I'm just adding the last of my butter here, as you guys can see. It's butter. Okay, it's butter. You're going to put some butter in there. I'm also putting the last of my sour cream in here just because I like to use stuff up. You don't necessarily have to put the sour cream in yours if you don't like to, but I like a little bit of sour cream. It makes it a little bit more creamy, girl, and that's just the way I roll. So I had about half a bag of country style potatoes left, and then I'm going to put this entire bag of hash browns in there and get that going. In just a second, you're going to see me making a huge mess. Okay, I'm going to be making a mess all over my counter. And then I put some ground beef in there. If you're a sausage lover, you can put some sausage in there. You could also go with some chicken. It's up to you. Whatever you want to put in there is just fine with me. You can put breakfast sausage in there and make this for breakfast if you wanted to. I find that casseroles and crock pot meals are just my way of giving my family some comfort food. You know what I mean? I'm making a mess all over the place, as you guys can see. I don't measure things. I don't really have recipes that I follow to a T. I'm not that gal. I 99% of the time am very busy and in a hurry. you're going to have to disregard this, this dancing situation that I'm getting ready to do. I just got done working out and going for a walk, so I came back, and you know how you get those endorphins going and it just makes you happy? Well, here I am jamming out. I still have my headphones in, getting dinner ready, of course, you know, and I'm just doing my thing, okay? But my family likes comfort meals. Most of the time we're really busy. We have sports after school activities, and all that jazz. Disregard. I don't know. I should have just deleted that clip altogether. So you're going to put that into an oven, about 350. You're going to let it hang out in there and get all nice and gooey. And the potatoes done. You're going to see here I'm checking my potatoes, making sure that they're soft. And then again, once again, y'all, we're putting some cheese on top. That's going to go into the oven for about 20 minutes. You pull it out, stir it all up, get it all nice and moving around in there, and you're going to put that bad boy back in the oven for until your cheese here is all melty and bubbly. And then you take it out and bam, you got yourself a Hashbrown Casserole. It's so good. Okay, so what's coming up next? What's the next dish? Okay, so what I am trying to show you here in this clip is that I have a couple of recipes that are going to need shredded chicken coming up throughout this video. And I'm telling you that what you can do is you can take your bag of frozen chicken. I have about a 3-pound bag of chicken in that crock pot. I put about half a cup of water in there, and I set that bad boy on high for about 4 hours, and let your crock pot do the work for you. You can by all means do this part on the stove, but if you're like me, okay, I got so much stuff going on that I try to let the crock pot do the heavy work for me, so I'm not standing over the stove slaving away, but yet I can still make my family some home-cooked, delicious comfort food meals. And you're just going to let that cook for about 4 hours on high, and then you're going to see here in just 1 second, bam, that's what it looks like. I'm going to take this out of my crock pot, and I'm going to shred it up. And I'm going to take half of it and use it for the next recipe coming up. And then I'll save the other part for later on in this video. So what we got going on here is, what is this? This is chicken pot pie casserole, okay? So I'm showing you my shredded chicken. We got some mixed vegetables. We got some potatoes back there. I think I have about I use about half a bag of those potatoes. We got some cream of chicken and some cheese. I mean, I can't make anything without cheese, I don't think. I think that I should be a spokesperson for Kraft because let me tell you, I can make anything, and as long as I put cheese on it, my family's all about it. They don't even care, okay? They don't. So what we got going on is a little bit of butter in the bottom, and I'm just taking them frozen vegetables out, and I am putting them in the Pyrex dish there. I think my Pyrex is, this particular one I think is the 11 by 13. You can by all means half this recipe. I got 5 people in my family, but if you only got 1 or 2, you by all means half this recipe and put it in like a 8 by 6 or 9 by 11, whatever. I don't know what the sizes of these dishes are. I don't have any small ones. I have one small one, but we put brownies in that, and that's it. So we're opening up 2 cans of cream of chicken, okay? You can do a cream of chicken. You can do a cream of mushroom. You can do one of each. You can do 2 of whichever one you want. You just want to get that creamy goodness all up in the vegetable pieces and that chicken. You're going to stir it around. You're going to make a mess all over the counter just like I do. And you're just going to do it. You're going to do your thing. You're going to mix it up. By all means, if you feel like it's more necessary to get a big giant bowl and do this mixture in the bowl before you put it in the Pyrex dish, you do that. But because I don't want any more dishes to clean up in my life, I just make a mess and I mix it up right in there in the Pyrex dish, because that's just the way I do things. I'm messy mom's life, because this is the kind of stuff that I'm talking about right here, messy. Okay, so I put a little bit of sour cream in there, maybe like 1/3 of a cup, I would say. Whenever I put cream of chicken in anything, I tend to put cream or sour cream in it. Just because I like that combo and it makes everything nice and creamy. You know what I'm saying? Nice and creamy. So what you're going to do now is you're going to put this bad boy in the oven at about 350 degrees, depending on your oven. Might be 375, girl. It might be 400. You know how your oven works. And I pull it out of the oven and I'm checking the vegetables, the potatoes in particular, to make sure they are fork tender, because I don't like no crunchy potatoes. And again, I'm putting cheese right on top of this bad boy, putting the cheese on top, and we're living our best life with the cheesy goodness. And I'm opening me up a can of biscuits here, and I'm gonna cut these biscuits into fourths, you know, 4 little pieces. You'll see me do it here in a second, whatever the right language is, I don't know. And then we're going to just sprinkle that over the top of that casserole. You know, you could by all means do a croissant, roll out a croissant. You could do a pie crust over the top of this. My husband, he likes the biscuits, so this is the reason why I put the biscuits on there. I've made it all different kinds of ways. I've used pie crust, I've used croissant rolls and put it over the top of it. It's whatever. However you like it, you do it. That's what cooking is. You just make stuff up. So here it is coming out of the oven, and those biscuits are nice and brown on top. That's what you're looking for. Again, one of my husband's favorites. My kids could probably live without this one, but my husband loves it. So I aim to please, okay? I aim to please. And you can have some garlic bread. Well, you probably really don't need no garlic bread with that. I would say that this is a standalone dish. You don't really need to have anything else with this one. You got your veggies, your protein, your biscuits on top. What more do you need? You know? I mean, it's good. It's good. It's good. It's good recipe. Okay, what is this? This is what a lot of people call crack chicken casserole. I don't like the word crack, so I just call it ranch chicken. Okay, so what we got going on here is a couple cans of cream of chicken, that extra shredded chicken from the other day whenever I made the chicken. You got about a cup of rice in there. Again, now this is for a family of 5. So and I got some bacon crumbles over there, a packet of ranch, the cheese, and we got some milk. I have about 2 cups of milk in there. The more milk, the thinner the sauce is going to be. So if you like it like creamy and good, I would suggest 2 cups of milk. Okay, you're going to put your chicken down. Very important. Okay, very important that you put the chicken in the crock pot first. All right, and now you're going to just add your cream of chicken in there. Again, if you like mushroom or celery or cream of whatever, potato, put whatever creamy goodness you want in there. We like cream of chicken. We also like cream of mushroom from time to time. Don't tell the kids it's cream of mushrooms, because then they wouldn't eat it. So whatever I end up putting in there is always cream of chicken, no matter if it's not or not. So I like to add the ranch packet to my milk and give it a good stir. Okay, because you're going to legit put these ingredients in here like layers, and then you're going to leave it alone. Okay, as you can see, girl, with the cheese, we're going to sprinkle a little bit of cheese in that layer. We're going to add our rice. That's 1 cup of rice, y'all. 1 cup of rice, okay? You're going to just sprinkle it on top of there. You're going to add that milky, ranchy goodness right down on top of that. Girl. And then you're going to add them bacon crumbles to the top of that, all right? And then, if you haven't guessed by now, we're adding more cheese to the top of that. This is how we roll, okay? So good. I actually only have made this in the oven one time before. Crock-Pot is a winner. My family loved this, and my husband hates rice, and he actually didn't even realize there was rice in there. That's how good this is. It's not too, if you like more of a ranch flavor, you can add 2 packets of ranch. I'm not that big of a fan of that much ranch, so I only add 1. Okay, so next up, what we got going on here is I decided to try a little cobbler situation inside my crock pot. So what you're going to need is about 15 ounces of whatever frozen fruit you would like. I just had blueberries and blackberries on hand, so that is what I did. I added just a little bit of sugar, not too much, because, you know, we're having this for dessert, and I don't like giving my kids sugar after about 6 o'clock. I'm going to put a pile of butter in there. And then you're just going to add a white cake mix, and you're going to sprinkle that over the top of that, and it's going to be all good. As you can see, I'm going to be stirring it around and carrying on here in just a second. This is actually the first time that I've tried to make this in the crock pot. Most of the time I make my cobblers, okay, like in the oven like normal people. But because I was making this crock pot video for y'all, I thought maybe I would try it this way. I do have to say that it's good. It's yummy. It's everything that one can hope for. However, I do prefer it in the oven. I probably won't do this again. Bam, there it is with ice cream on top. It is more of a cakey consistency than a cobbler consistency, just so you know, in case you try to try this at home, okay? It's more like cakey, blueberry, blackberry situation in there. Okay, so this is a bonus recipe right here, and I'm going to tell you why it is in just 1 second, and that is because I was really tired this day, and I fell asleep, and my family ate this, so I don't have the picture of the after to show you. But what this is beef macaroni and cheese, obviously. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. You're going to need some milk, some evaporated milk. You're going to need some butter. You're going to need about a fourth of it or a half of a thing of cream cheese. And you're going to need some elbow noodles, okay? You're going to throw all that stuff plus your cheese, girl. Don't forget the cheese in the pan. And you're going to cook that bad boy on high for 4 hours, just like normal. I ended up putting some beef in there as well, beefy macaroni and cheese, and I called it good. I don't have a picture to show you of this one. I do apologize, but I do want to tell you that this is the final, okay, the final video clips of this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you are new here, welcome. We love to have you as part of our family here on YouTube. And for those of you guys who keep coming back for more, thank you so very much. Let me know if you like these types of videos. I will be more than happy to make more of them for you. You just let me know, give it a thumbs up so I know, hey girl, hey, make some more, and I'll do that. I hope you guys enjoy. Have a good one. Bye.